Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Lararia. I love manga and video games. I used to watch a lot of anime when I was younger, but then I kind of grew out of it, or maybe I got a little burned out because I watched too many. So I slowed down a lot. Actually, lately I've been in a big anime watching mood. So I've been watching more anime, and I want to try and keep up to date with the new anime that are coming, as well as, watching some older series as well. But I thought it would be fun to take a look at the new anime for spring 2026 and decide together which anime I will watch. I've watched a few of this kind of video and I really like seeing what other YouTubers or other people decide to watch. It's a lot of fun, and at the same time I get to take a look at the new anime that are coming out and see for myself which anime I'm interested in. The plan is I will pick 3 anime that I'm going to give 3 episodes each and 3 backups. So basically, if I decide to drop one of the anime that was my first pick, I will try one of the backups. Does that make any sense? But yeah, of course, if I like more anime than 3 or 6, I will write down more and then decide what to do. And I'm going to use my anime list to get a list of the new spring anime. Okay, let's go! So on the My Anime List Spring 2026 list, we have 86 anime coming out in spring. That is a lot, so let's go through them. Niwatori Fighter, this is a Rooster Fighter. I was not expecting an anime of this. I always see the manga when I'm in a comic book shop, but yeah, okay. The Neighborhood Cock of... This is a good start. The Neighborhood Cock of the Walk is more than just an ordinary rooster. He is humanity's greatest defender. His opponents may be 10 stories tall, but nothing is bigger than his stout heart and his fearsome battle cry, cock-a-doodle-doo. That is the plot. No. Moving on. Shunkanshu to dai kosha haru no mai. Don't judge my pronunciation. The cover is so pretty. Winter was once the only season in the world, but such an existence was too lonely to bear, and so it created a spring to love. Before long, the earth wished for more time to rest in the cycle, and summer and autumn were born. The ones who carry the cycle are called the agents of the 4 seasons. Hinagiku, the agent of spring, disappeared from this land 10 years ago, taking the season of spring with her. Now, after incredible hardship, she has returned to restore the cycle to its proper state, and as the myth passed down since the dawn of time, she sends her love to winter. Ooh, this is gonna take a long time. Saikyo no Osama, Nidome no Jinsei wa nani o suru, Season 2. This is a Season 2, but I don't know what anime this is. This is 4th season, I don't know what this is either, but I see here 3rd season as well, so we're gonna skip this as well. Daikenja Riddle no Jikan Gyakko. A young man named Riddle has lost all of his friends and the entire world at the hands of a mysterious organization known as the Box of Malice. Having lost all hope to live, he dwelled in a pit of despair until he has one final revelation. What if he could return to a time before everything ended? And so, after 1,000 years, a deformed Riddle finally manages to reverse time. I'm going to stop them this time. I do like time loops or time travel, so Koori no Jouheki. Inept at dealing with people, Koyuki Ishikawa maintains a wall between herself and others. She spends her time in high school away from the others, all alone, at least until she encounters Minato Amamiya, who keeps closing the distance between them for some reason. The aloof Koyuki, the popular Miki, the boundaryless Minato, and the easygoing and kind basketball team member Yota. This is the story of these somewhat complicated four and their tantalizing, bumbling youth. Slice of life can sometimes be very boring to me, so... Gambare Nakamura-kun! Okuto Nakamura is a timid and gloomy-looking student who cherishes only two things in his world. His pet octopus, that's adorable! And his kind-hearted classmate Aiki Hirose. Ever since the school entrance ceremony, Nakamura has admired his jovial classmate, albeit from a distance due to his poor social skills. After mustering up all the courage within him, he finally decides to talk to Hirose. During this first attempt to make contact, an instinctive mistake turns the idea of friendship into a distant dream, as he creates a hilarious impression on his crush. This looks like a light novel. I don't know. I might be wrong. Nigashita sakana wa ookikatta ga tsuriageta sakana ga ookisugita ken. I need to stop trying to pronounce these titles. I'm so bad. Maria, the daughter of a duke, grew up believing she would one day inherit her father's dukedom. Accordingly, she focuses her attentions on honing her martial arts prowess, while thoughts of marriage fell by the wayside. But the arrival of a baby brother in her family means she's losing her role as heir. Now that she's decided it's time to marry after all, she's arrived a little late to the game. Are there even any eligible bachelors left? Upon going to study abroad in a neighboring country where she might still stand a chance at getting hitched, she's bewildered when the crown prince there declares before all that his engagement to her is null and void. Wait, what engagement? Apparently he's mistaken her for the wrong girl. Yeah, from a light novel. No, I'm not interested in that. Dr. Stone, Science Future Part 3. I've never watched Dr. Stone, so yeah, I don't know if this is a sequel or what, but nope. Kirio Fan Club. Miyoshi, Aimi, and Nami Sometani are two high school girls who often find themselves talking about a boy in their class, Kirio. This light-hearted romantic comedy follows the daily lives of these two friends and rivals on a journey that for now seems to be heading everywhere but love. 4th season, we can skip. Oh boy. Mamono gurai no bokensha, ore dake mamono wo kuratte tsuyoku naru. Nobody wants grubby forager Rad on their adventuring team. Oh, it's solo leveling then. His nickname and his stench come from his constant treks into the noxious labyrinth to gather medicinal herbs, a job he survives only thanks to his status immunity skill. When he's finally recruited as a party porter, things seem to be looking up until a deadly dungeon monster appears and his fake allies use him as bait before abandoning him. Wounded, destitute, and barely surviving the attack, Rad breaks a forbidden taboo to stay alive, eating monsters. Why is it a taboo? But the more he devours, the more power he gains, kicking off a thrilling, adventurous gourmet fantasy. Oh no, gourmet fantasy is definitely not for me. Okay. I don't see the appeal of anime with food, like food in anime. I don't get it. Haibara-kun no Tsuyokute Seishun new game. all have embarrassing memories or deep regrets from high school, right? Socially anxious college senior Natsuki Haibara sure does. When he thinks back on that time of his life, all he has are fleeting fantasies of a happy adolescence that could have been. Imagine his bewilderment and surprise then when he inexplicably finds himself 7 years in the past, 1 month before his first year of high school. Can Haibara avoid his previous mistakes, make his way to the top of the school's social pyramid, and end up with the girl of his dreams? Oh boy, it's this kind of anime. Otonari no tenshi-sama ni itsu no mani ka dame ningen ni. Second season. Oh, you could have said that. Snowball Earth. What is this? Yukio was destroyed in battle and Tetsuo survived in an escape pod. After 8 years in cold sleep, the escape pod finally lands back on Earth. But when Tetsuo emerges, he finds a world in ruins, entirely frozen beneath a blanket of ice and snow. Snowball Earth? What happened to humanity? How did the planet freeze over, and will Tetsuo be able to keep his last promise to Yukio? Okay, it says mecha, but this actually sounds more interesting. I do like sci-fi, and the premise is really intriguing. Akane Banashi. Ooh, actually, I'm interested in this one. I'll write it down. Yeah, it's about Rakugo, a traditional form of storytelling. Takes years for any apprentice to master and ascend to the top rank of Shinuchi. Ever since she could remember, Akane Osaki has been mesmerized by her father Toru's Rakugo performances. Peeking in behind a sliding door, she would spend hours watching and mimicking his work. I was curious about the manga as well, so now I'll just try the anime and see if I like it. Saikyo no shokugyo wa yusha demo kenja demo naku kanteishi. Hibiki, a high school student who was suddenly transferred to another world, wanders alone in a vast grassland of a fantasy world where monsters inhabit. All he has are non-combat skills such as appraisal. From a hopeless situation, he is saved by encounters, and his all-powerful abilities blossom. An another world adventure tale of miraculous reversal cheats burst forth. What? It's an isekai, so I'm skipping. Oh, Mao! So the manga of Mao is written by Rumiko Takahashi, the woman who also wrote Ranma 1/2, Inuyasha, Mezonikoku, and a lot of manga. And I'm a huge fan of Inuyasha and Ranma 1/2, and also Urusei Yatsura as well. So yeah, I'm writing this down. I'm interested. Nanoka passes through a portal in the Taisho era, where exorcist Mao reluctantly rescues her from the jaws of a grotesque yokai. When Nanoka gets back to the present, she discovers she has some new incredible abilities. Yeah, I mean, Inuyasha is also sort of an isekai, but yeah, this reminds me a little of Inuyasha, but yeah. I'm curious. I do love her manga. Oh, Yomi no Tsugai. This is by Arakawa. Oh boy, okay. Another one I need to check out, definitely. Yomi no Tsugai, by the author of Fullmetal Alchemist. In an isolated village, 2 twins were born, separated by day and night. It is years later, and while the older brother Yuru has become a hunter of animals, his sister Asa has been locked away in a cage, ordered to perform a special duty that prohibits her from meeting more than a few select individuals. On an otherwise inconspicuous day, a group of A group of armed men riding in helicopters referred to as dragons by the citizens assaults the village in search of Yuru, killing every adult in sight. When Yuru attempts to meet up with Asa and flee, he finds a dead body instead. On top of that, the person who killed her claims to be Yuru's true twin sister. Ooh. I feel like I've seen these characters. Is this the librarian one? I see it's a light novel Isekai part 3. Anyway, it's a part 3. Rilakkuma? Oh, that's so cute. I didn't know Rilakkuma had an anime. Anyway, yeah, that's not for me. 4th season, okay. Maho no Shimai Ruruto Lily? This has Lily in the name. A new magical girl project by Studio Pierrot. This has Lily in the name, so I'm writing it down. That's not my favorite kind of anime, but yeah. Onegai Ai Pri? I don't know how to read that. The new anime's story centers on Konomi Inori, a first-year middle school student who just moved to the town of Onegai. At the town's plaza, Konomi prayed to the goddess statue to give her a chance to be an AI-Pri? I don't know. Idol, magic girl, I don't know, I'm not interested. Okay, baseball, 2nd season, skip. Needy Girl Overdose. Oh my gosh, there's an anime of this? Okay, I was curious about the video game actually. Needy Girl Overdose is a multi-ending adventure depicting daily life with OMG Kawaii Angel-chan, a young girl with a rather extreme need for approval, attempting to become the #1 internet angel streamer. Gradually build up OMG Kawaii Angel-chan's number of followers as she spends her days streaming using various stress relievers and generally being kinda messed up. Experience all the different crazy ups and downs and find out for yourself whether this story is even capable of a happy ending. Ooh, that's dark. Nippon Sangoku. In the near future, Japan has completely collapsed due to a mix of nuclear warfare, natural disasters, and widespread corruption that sparked a revolution. The country is now split into 3 warring superpowers. This new era of the Three Kingdoms period sees diplomacy vanish, replaced by a harsh and relentless fight for power. Each territory is using its military strength and resources against the others in a desperate attempt for total control over the remnants of Japanese land. This sounds very war-focused. Maid Sama wa taberu dake. This is about food. I don't care. Kami no niwatsuki kusunoki te. This looks so cute. Deep in the countryside, Minato Kusunoki is left in charge of a terrifying house overflowing with evil spirits, or at least it was, until his extraordinary ability cleared them all out. Instead, a procession of unique and peculiar gods is drawn to the comfort of the purified Kusunoki residence, and Minato spends his life relaxing in the company of his spiritual neighbors. What else lies in store for Minato as he lives peacefully surrounded by gods? Kanan-sama wa Akuma de Choroi. Kanan is a demon who descends upon the human world with one goal: to feast on the sweetest delicacy of all, young human souls. Disguised as a high schooler, she gets her sights on her first target, an unassuming boy named Yoji Kyogi. But just as she prepares to claim her meal, things take a very unexpected turn. Instead of devouring him, Kanan ends up forming a romantic contract with Yoji. Isekai Nonbiri non Kachu, second season. Ponkotsu Fuki into skirt take ga futekisetsu na JK no hanashi? We need easier titles. A light-hearted short romantic comedy about a strict committee member, a bold classmate, and a chaotic school life that brings them together. Now, Marika-chan no ko kando wa bukko warete iru? Confessing to my childhood friend Marika was impossible for someone as unpopular as me, so I did what any desperate boy will do. I wished upon a shooting star. When I woke up, that dream had come true. I could see a love meter for people, just like a love simulation game. Once I realized that this was real and not a dream, I went straight to see Marika. Her love meter was so low it had broken and practically fallen all the way to hell. If she hated me so much, why was she so nice? Is this how she really felt, or... Villainess? Yeah, that's not really for me. Ghost concert missing songs. In the year 2045, singing has been forbidden. Music is no longer created or performed by humans. Instead, a music application called MuCS produces all songs on their behalf. One day, a girl named Seria Aiba hears a human singing voice while out with her friends, something that should no longer exist. Following the sound, she encounters a mysterious presence, a ghost. What appears before her is not an ordinary spirit, but a figure from beyond this world known as a great ghost. As Syria becomes drawn to encounters involving great ghosts, the psychic organization Terra, and a strange song known as the Possession Requiem, she finds herself stepping into a hidden side of a world that has erased human music. This is the story of how Syria's life begins to change and the path that leads her toward becoming a ghost herself. This is really interesting, actually. I'm really curious about this one. Oh, this is Witch Hat Atelier. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try this anime. Everyone says the manga is so good, so I want to at least try the anime. Coco, a humble dressmaker's daughter, has always been fascinated by magic and the witches who cast it, despite the strict precautions they take to hide their methods from the public. However, when Coco takes advantage of a golden chance to spy on the skilled witch Kifri, she realizes that her favorite picture book was a disguised magic book all along. In her excitement, she immediately starts testing out the various spells. When a spell causes a disaster in her home, Kifri rescues her just in time and decides to train her, realizing that she is the first lead he has found that could help him track down the Brimmed Caps, a dangerous group of heretics who experiment with forbidden body-altering magic and spread magical artifacts among the commoners. But before Coco and Kifri can confront the Brimmed Caps, she is going to have to improve her magical skills and learn to get along with Kifri's other apprentices. Replica date koi o suru. On days when Sunao is sick or not feeling like going to school, she is called to take her place. She was born to this world when Sunao wished to have a substitute. No one knows that she exists, but she tries to do her best for Sunao whenever she is called. One day she talks with Sanada, one of her classmates. They become friends, but soon he notices that she is different from the original Sunao. He was the first one who noticed. She tells him to talk with her only when she has her hair half up. Sanada does like she told him, and they enjoy their time together. As they become closer, she realizes that she has special feelings toward Sanada. but she doesn't know what will happen to her if she, a replica, falls in love. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I do like this theme. I really do, so I'm curious. Oh, Marriage Toxin is getting an anime as well. I've seen this manga everywhere, but I have no idea what this is about, to be honest. For centuries, the Poison Masters have perfected the art of assassination. Among them, the Gero family stands as one of the 5 most powerful families of masters, wielding unmatched skill and influence. Hikaru Gero, heir to this infamous bloodline, has lived his life deep in the shadows of the underworld, far removed from love or marriage. However, to ensure the Poison Master bloodline does not die out, the head of the Gero family declares that Hikaru's sister will be forced to bear an heir. Soon after, Hikaru crosses paths with Mei Kinosaki, a brilliant marriage swindler who also happens to be his current assassination target. Determined to protect his sister and solve the succession problem himself, Hikaru makes an unexpected request on the spot, asking Mei to help him get married. I see food. Is this about food? I guess not. Class de Chubanme ni kawaii onna no ko to tomodachi ni natta. I, Mai Haramaki, struggled to connect with anyone during my high school years, finding it hard to make friends. Then a turning point arrived. A girl named Asanagi entered my life. Despite being clandestinely referred to as the second cutest girl in class by the boys, she chose to spend her Fridays with me instead of her best friend Amami, who held the cutest girl in class title. In the comfort of my home, we delved into the realm of games, watched movies, immersed ourselves in manga, indulged in junk food, pizza, hamburgers, and guzzled cola. Carefree and content. To the outside world, we might have seemed a bit messy, but to both Asanagi and me, it was a cherished, hidden time together. Hyaki Yakosho. Ritsu inherited his sixth sense from his grandfather, along with a demon guardian named Blue Storm. Strange things just seem to happen around these two, and it's left to them to get to the bottom of all these mysterious events. Each story is independent, but features recurring characters you'll come to know and appreciate as they, each in their own way, try to deal with things not of this world. Could be interesting. I like the art. I really like the art. Liar Game! I'm so excited for this. I've been wanting to read the manga. I love this kind of psychological game sort of anime or manga. So I'm really excited about this. This is going into my list for sure. College student Nao Kanzaki has always adhered to her name's meaning, foolishly honest. However, can you imagine being called that? After opening an unsolicited package containing 100 million yen, she inadvertently accepts an invitation for the Liar Game. In this tournament, contestants are encouraged to betray and deceive their opponents to gain a massive amount of cash. Conversely, losing will incur in a lifetime debt. Second season, okay. Tadaima ojama saremasu. So this is what it means to have roommates now. Office worker Rinko, 24, lives alone and is secretly an otaku. One day, her apartment gets connected to the 2 neighboring rooms through a hole in the wall. In the room on her left is a fresh-faced yet mysterious guy who is overly sweet to Rinko. The room on the right is occupied by a guy with violent tendencies who is similarly mysterious. But wait, I think I know him. Rinko's only source of solitude, her apartment, has been turned upside down. Now every day is full of heart-pounding surprises. You know, this sounds fun. I like anime and stories that are about otaku. So yeah, I'm curious about this. Okay, otaku ni yasashi gal wa inai. Meet Takuya Seo, an otaku who sits behind the popular girls in class. Ijichi and Amane. Since they're people from different castes, you wouldn't expect them to have much in common, but when the worlds collide over a borrowed eraser, Takuya slips up about his favorite anime and Amane is rather quick to correct him. She says she's not a fan, but her familiarity with the series suggests otherwise. Could she be a fellow geek? Hidarikiki no Eren. The story follows Koichi Asakura, a designer for an ad agency who works hard but receives no recognition. After being dropped from a project, he visits a place from his past where he met Eren Yamagishi. Eren, meanwhile, is recognized as a genius left-handed graffiti artist in New York, while enduring the struggles that come from her own path in life. This didn't really say much. I don't know. Megami Isekai Tensei Nani ni naritai desu ka? Ore Yusha no Rokkotsu de. Protagonist of the tale, simply referred to as I, experiences an endless cycle of reincarnation. The narrative takes place in a different universe where people are free to select their next form. Yeah, I'm skipping this one. Oh, Re:Zero is continuing. Okay. Skip. Himekishi wa Barbaroi no Yome. Oh boy. Just kill me. These are the words of Serafina de Lavilland, the strongest female knight in the West. After being defeated in a war with the East, she has become a prisoner of the barbarians. What awaits the captive Serafina is a life of revenge, torture, and humiliation, or so she thought. What she is offered instead is a marriage to the barbarian king. An intriguing tale of the otherworldly marriage is about to begin. Yeah, no. Kujima utaeba ie hororo. I feel like I've seen the manga somewhere. I have no idea what this is about. In the autumn of his first year of middle school, Arata Koda meets Kujima, a strange creature that sort of looks like a bird. Since Kujima is hungry, Arata brings it home with him. But because of his older brother who failed his entrance exam, Kujima gets carried away by the situation and ends up freeloading at the Koda residence. He says it's just until he makes it through winter and the warmth of spring comes, but Awajima Hyakkei. This omnibus adolescent drama is about a group of young girls who all attend a girls-only musical school, recounting the formative years they shared, at times shifting between different characters' viewpoints and time. Yeah, no, I don't think this is for me. Like a collection of short stories with different characters. Kami no Shizuku. Shizuku Kanzaki is the only son of a world-renowned wine critic. An anime about wine? What? From a young age, Shizuku has been subjected to strange education from his father, all for the sake of wine. From learning to gracefully decant a drink, to intently remembering the smell of leather belts and pencils, the training causes him to grow resentful of everything related to wine. Discontent with his father, he leaves home to become an average sales representative for a beer company, refusing to ever touch the wine again. Yeah, no, I don't think this is for me. Hokuto no Ken. Wait, there's a new Fist of the North Star anime? Yeah, I think I'll skip. I've never watched Hokuto no Ken, but I don't think I would enjoy it. Kill Ao. Juzo Okami is a legendary hitman who has never failed an assignment, no matter how impossible. One day, after wiping out a powerful organization, he is stung by a mysterious wasp and collapses. When he wakes up, the fearsome 39-year-old assassin has been transformed into a 13-year-old boy. Again, they really do like this sort of premise in anime, right? His boss delivers a new order. In that body infiltrated middle school, what awaits him is an unexpected school life filled with colorful classmates, youthful chaos, and looming danger. Skip. Kamiina Botan Yoeru Sugata wa Yuri no Hana. Story about a 20-year-old first-year college student, Botan Kamiina, and her life in a dorm, where she meets her seniors and forms friendships through drinking sessions. The anime features many real-life alcoholic drinks. Okay. Yeah, girls love comedy gourmet. Yeah, I don't think I would enjoy this. Kanojo okarishimasu. Okay, 5th season. Is this the final one? Season 2. Ichijoma Mankitsugurashi. Meiko, a country girl, enrolls in a prestigious all-girls school under the condition that she joins a volunteer program. But instead of typical school service, she finds herself living and working at a manga cafe. Surprisingly, life in a cramped booth isn't so bad, and with a staff full of cute high school girls, it might be even fun. Kuroneko to Majo no Kyoshitsu. The Royal Diana Academy is a prestigious school that accepts individuals with adept magical abilities. Upon graduation, these students find themselves at the top of their field or employed by the royal family. Spica Virgo dreams of studying at the academy, aiming to be a top-rate sorceress like her idol, Claude Sirius. Claude is a world-renowned sorcerer who became the institution's youngest instructor, but mysteriously disappeared soon after. Lacking the experience and connections required for admission, Spica finds herself unable to make meaningful progress with her training. One day, however, she meets a talking black cat with magical abilities. Hoping to change the situation for the better, she begs the animal to take her as his apprentice and teach her the magic she needs to attend the academy. The cat accepts the deal on one condition: she must find a way to reverse his feline curse. This looks really cute, but not for me. 2nd season. Aishiteru game wo owarasetai. In 6th grade, childhood friends Yukiya Asagi and Miku Sakura created a game with the objective to embarrass the other person by taking turns saying "I love you." Such a fun game! 4 years later, even as they are entering high school, the two are still trying to one-up the other and claim victory. However, as tender feelings begin to bloom in their hearts, the simple phrase has taken on new meanings beyond the rules of the game. This sounds really adorable. It kind of reminds me of Kaguya-sama Love is War, so I'm adding it. Candy series? No thanks. Reincarnation no Kaben. There exists an object known as the branch of reincarnation that can grant people the talents of the past lives, so long as they slit their own throat with it. Okay! Wow! Toya Senji is a teenage boy struggling with low self-esteem after growing up in the shadow of his gifted older brother. He comes to the decision that academic studies are his last resort in the search for talent, but fails to find satisfaction despite constantly placing in the top 100 for national mock exam. In a twist of fate, Toya encounters one of his classmates, Haito Luo Buffet, returner, who has resurrected the talents of her past life using the branch of reincarnation as she fights against a serial killer. What is this? Okay, I'm kind of intrigued, to be honest. Mata korosarete shimatta no desu ne, Tantei-sama. Sakuya Otsuki is the son of a legendary detective working to follow in his father's footsteps with his assistant Lilithia. However, something's different about this high school sleuth. Wherever he goes, he always manages to get himself entangled in his cases. As a murder victim, when Sakuya is tasked to infiltrate a luxury cruise ship, he finds himself killed once again, but every time he reopens his eyes, Lilithia is there by his side, ready to help him to get to the bottom of the mystery. Oh, Dorohedoro Season 2. I'll eventually watch Season 1. Oh my gosh, this looks adorable! Second season, Dandelion. Set within the send-off department of the Japanese Angel Federation, Dandelion follows angels Tetsuo Tamba and Misaki Kurogane as they scramble to track down earthbound spirits, souls unable to move on and find peace, and gently guide them to pass on. The angels find themselves struggling to meet their daily tasks. However, Tetsuo Tamba and his leader, Misaki Kurogane, who make up the 21st Division's Dandelion clan, chose to take things at their own pace. Instead of rushing through cases, they take time with each spirit, listening to their regrets and helping them resolve what's holding them back. It says comedy. Like, how is this comedy? Oh, we have some movies. Conan, of course. Yeah, I'm not considering movies for now. We reached the bottom of the list. Now let's take a look at the anime I'm more interested in, and let's pick 3. So there are 10 actually. This will be tough, really tough. Okay, so I picked the 3 anime I will try, but it was really hard because I'm really interested in all 10 of them. So I'll definitely 100% watch Liar Game, Witch Hat Atelier, and Snowball Earth. And then I'll probably also check out Ghost Concert Missing Songs, Replica Date Koyo Suru, Tadaima Ojama Saremasu, Mao, Yomi no Tsugai, and then I'll have 2 backups, which are Akane Banashi and Reincarnation no Kaben. I couldn't do otherwise because I'm too curious about all of these. Why are they all coming out in spring? I don't have time for all of them. Anyway, this was a very interesting video. I really enjoyed reading through all of the plots and seeing which anime are coming out, and I'm so excited for them to start. I will have to check the dates. And let me know which anime you're planning on watching and if you liked this kind of video, because it was a lot of fun for me to film, except my throat hurts a little because it's also not completely healed yet. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye everyone!